I don't even know what to say about this choice, really.
Don't tell me that I haven't been all over the map this month, because this, you are getting every facet of Chow Yun-fat that a person could ever want.
Chow Yun-fat's all over the racetrack by the end of this movie, if you know what I mean.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. So I don't want to talk about it yet, but on this episode of the Kulturecast, we are going to be once again talking Chow Yun-fat movies. I am joined by Mike White of the Projection Booth, obviously. He programmed the month. And I'm joined by the guy who programmed last month to pretty good success, I think. I think he did a good job. Mr. Mark Begley of the Wake Up Heavy podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Well, you couldn't drop some quote from this movie?
I didn't. I just kind of watched it, so I didn't.
Bone up on your Mandarin.
All right, Porky.
There was some good stuff I could have pulled out of there. Lots of calling each other shit and all kinds of lines.
This one sounded a lot more Cantonese than Mandarin, to the point where my wife is like, I think they're speaking Cantonese. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right. And she's like, aren't you going to say anything that I just said? I'm like, okay, honey.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice catch, huh?
You're very good.
So we're here once again to talk about Mike White March, and this Mike White March is all Chow Yun-fat all the time. And boy, this is a Chow Yun-fat movie, and it is called All About Ah Long. And Chow Yun-fat plays the titular character.
拍完廣告啲錢咪買翻隻沙皮狗俾你咯。
啲錢俾你買車㗎。
唉，多謝啦，你激小老豆兩句都阿彌陀佛啦。
哥仔，係阿郎同邊個生？
你唔好扶啊！我丙你㗎。
走得快！
有杯住你唔好走啊嗱！掟你咩咩？中你咩咩？
想知道點解唔自己問佢啫？
唔好坐架車得唔得啊？
我而家翻嚟揾翻個仔，我係咪有權認翻佢？
你應該記得10年前你生過個仔，你唔要。後尾叫你阿媽湊嚟監護，話個仔係我，你跟住不知所蹤。我已經訂咗機票同你翻美國。
我唔係憎你，我冇辦法憎你，不過我都唔會愛你。
你知唔知點解？我點解叫個仔叫波仔？
So the film is directed by Johnnie To. It is based on a story by Sylvia Chang and Chow Yun-fat, and they are in the movie as the two leads. And the screenplay is not by them, though, but the story idea came from them. And what is the story about? The story is about Ah Long, played by Chow Yun-fat, a single father trying to raise his son, aptly named Porky. The mom left because of reasons, I guess. Reasons that you'll find out throughout the hour and a half runtime of the movie. But Mike, I will ask you, as I have asked you so many times before, and now I will ask you once again, why this movie?
Well, I had never seen this movie before, and it was just one of those, like I had this in my head as far as like, oh, great Chow Yun-fat performances. All About Ah Long is one that is touted, but I didn't know why. I didn't realize that he had won like Best Hong Kong Film Award, Actor Award. I know that I've seen Johnnie To stuff before, but Johnnie To, like, especially a few years after that, just became really big. I think it was like post handoff, takeover kind of stuff. Like he really seemed to get pretty darn big. I think this is where his career kind of turned into a little bit more of a serious director. I was like, okay, cool. And yeah, I just wanted to see it. And I'm kind of glad I did. It is definitely so different than the movies we've watched this month.
Oh boy, that might be putting it lightly even. Holy shit. Mark Begley, I know that you're a huge fan of this movie, long-time watcher, first-time talker. No, I'm just kidding. What did had you heard of this film before? Was this your first time watching it?
I have not heard of this film. I am, like I mentioned to you, I think my Chow Yun-fat knowledge is next to nil, and I can count, I think on one hand, the movies that I know for sure of his that I've seen: Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, City on Fire, and I think one of the John Woo films. So I knew this would be different than what I think of when I think of Chow Yun-fat, which is the double guns shooting at everybody. But I didn't realize just how different it was going to be. When it started, I thought, oh, I'm watching a Hong Kong version of Kramer versus Kramer. This is kind of cool. And he and his son, the young actor that played his son, were super charming. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a lighthearted romp that's going to end up pulling at my heartstrings. And, you know, I know that they're going to get torn apart at some point, but I think there's supposed to be motorcycle races in this, which there aren't really. There's
really.
Maybe two.
Yeah.
And then so it was interesting to watch. And since I didn't really have any expectations, I just kind of, like I said, just sat there and watched it. I didn't really take notes. I didn't write down a clever thing to say at the beginning. I just wanted to enjoy it as a movie. And I did. So it was successful in that regard.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it either. Obviously, like Mark said, we've kind of discussed my Chow Yun-fat exposure so far, but whoa, man, Mike. What did you pick? Yeah, I mean it's definitely different. It would say it's kind of skews more towards an Autumn's Tale. You know what, Mike? You know what? Because you were here for the Autumn's Tale. It's kind of what I expected from an Autumn's Tale.
Right.
Like the ending specifically, I was like, okay, this is where that movie could have gone, and thank God it didn't. But it kind of skewed in that like dramatic. This movie's not really funny.
No.
It's pretty dark in a lot of places. But this is like a straight drama, like straight up, no questions asked. A very much. Here's what you're here for. You're here for Chow Yun-fat and getting to see his dramatic acting chops on full display. Because this is of all the movies we've watched this month, this is the best Chow Yun-fat movie, I think, without question. I mean, you get to see him show the most range of anything we've seen, but this is a dick kick of a movie. Just like firmly a dick kick. If you watch this movie and you tell me you know how the movie's going to end and you've never seen it before, I'm not sure you could guess the ending of this movie because it's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I wouldn't have even thought that there were motorcycles in it. Like when I saw the poster image with him in a helmet, I was like, oh, he must be a race car driver. And I didn't know that it was motorcycles, and I didn't know how they played into the film. I really like the film's structure, the way that they show us what had gone on between Ah Long and Por beforehand, and just that they keep building that story of their past relationship and why they're so estranged right now, and rightly so. And man, yeah, it hits you through the whole thing. Yes, the ending is devastating, but it gets you through the whole thing. I think there are so many moments where you're just like, oh man, wow, I can't believe that they just went there with this.
There are some little bits of humor throughout, though. The interaction between Along and Porky is pretty comical throughout. They're kind of busting each other's chops through the whole movie and goofing around with each other a lot. So I like that at least there was some lightheartedness there.
Yeah. And you can see that they love each other, so that when they start to not get along, it makes it even more painful, Mark.
Right.
But yeah, at least you know that they had a good relationship to start with, and that whole thing of like the Ultraman and the Godzilla and all that. It's like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic between Along and his son, because this is the first time this month we've gotten to see Chow Yun-fat work with a child actor, which, what's the age-old adage? Don't work with kids and don't work with animals. Wow. Wong Kwai-yoon is amazing. I mean, that might be an understatement even. His ability to realistically play off of Chow Yun-fat and, like you said, Mark, bust his balls the way an adult does it's effortless. It feels real. It doesn't feel like the best kind of acting is when you forget that they're acting, and I forgot that this child is an actor. I was just like, all right, he is Chow Yun-fat's emotional equal in this film, because Chow Yun-fat is emotionally stunted as a character, but that's the intention. And it's a really well thought out character to have him be so emotionally stunted, along with his kid who's not emotionally stunted. At least you don't think he's emotionally stunted. But being around a father like that, know how you couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because, again, we haven't seen Chow Yun-fat doing this role, and then he beats his kid up, beats the shit out of his kid.
Yeah.
Actually beats the shit out of his kid.
It was pretty rough.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That was pretty rough. I was worried for that kid a number of times in the movie, just when he's dragging along that earth mover or dump truck or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the tires, and just riding around on a Vespa all around town had me. And it's the kid. It's not a little stunt guy.
Right.
But that, I just kept thinking of Kramer versus Kramer during the movie. And that opening scene was like once Dustin Hoffman and his son in that movie finally hit their groove. It's like they've already gotten to that point. They're getting ready he's getting ready for work. The kid's getting ready for school, and they're, reaching over each other in this tiny cramped space. One of them's taking a shower while the other one brushes their teeth and going back and forth and all that.
He's taking a shit.
Yeah.
Taking a shit in the shower.
And it stinks. What have you been eating?
Right. Yeah. Those Chinese showers or Chinese bath, Chinese toilets. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, thank God I never had to use one of those. You went into the into the movie theater, and they had all Chinese toilets at the movie theater I used to go to. And it's just like, oh man, like they had urinals, thank goodness. But if you wanted to go number 2, you had to pop a squat.
It's a hole in the ground, baby.
Yeah.
Take a little squat. Take a little moment to yourself to squat over that hole.
It's like the squatty potty. It's supposed to be good for you.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, when I was in
natural
India,
way to do it.
When I was in India driving around and going places that weren't in the city, it's the hole.
I'm curious, do people in India that you saw, because like guys in China, they do this thing where they just, like, if they're hanging around waiting for their friends or whatever, smoking cigarettes, they will crouch like that. And I'm like, God, that looks so uncomfortable. But it's just like the Chinese crouch. I don't know if that's like an Asian crouch.
Yes. It's
okay.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. It's not that let me put it this way. I didn't notice it enough to I didn't notice it enough. So I'm not agreeing, but I'm not saying that I don't remember it, because there may have been the case.
Okay.
Been to South Korea and Hong Kong. Trying to think if they did it there. I know what you're talking about, though. I can see it in my head.
Right.
I can see exactly what you're talking about.
Especially if you're smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I mean, hey, you know what? Look, I'll tell you what, man. Chow Yun-fat smoking a cigarette. Is there you look so fucking cool, man.
So
effortless.
Cool.
But I will tell you guys, I gotta tell you, that haircut.
Oh my God.
That little orphan Annie shit.
I was.
Oh, what a dope.
I had to
He looks
double check.
Such a dope.
I had to double check the date of the film. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this was like late 80s. That looks like mid 70s.
It was rough. And I mean, that was the best part of the movie when he comes out to motorcycle later on in the movie, and like the flashbacks where he's got his regular Chow Yun-fat cut.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
He looks like a dork throughout 90% of the movie with that haircut. But then at the end of the movie, like you said, he shows up and he's sexy again.
Yep.
Sexier. I mean, he's, Chow Yun-fat's a good looking guy. He's always
sexy,
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But man, to have this character that he's playing with the with the emotional roller coaster he goes on, it truly is like a roller coaster, because you find out things, like you said, Mike, like that just are terrible. And it's not just him, it's her mom too. There's this so Chow Yun-fat's character is into illegal street racing, and she's giving birth to their son, and her mom, because I guess her mom hated Chow Yun-fat so much, told her that the baby didn't survive.
Yeah.
So she left to go to the United States, and
I was a little confused about some of the plot points.
Yeah.
And that was one of them. I kept trying to suss that out. Like, okay, what happened? How did he end up with the kid?
Mm-hmm.
And the flashbacks weren't really helping, because, okay, he's in prison, but the mom comes with the baby. So she gave it to him when he got out, which seems kind of weird. And who was on the motorcycle with him? Okay, I didn't understand why he was in prison. I assumed it was that illegal street race where he wrecks, and that's when he messes up his leg. And
Chow Yun-fat with a lot of braces in these movies we've been watching, Mike. Lots of leg injuries. I don't get it.
Oh, well, wait until A Better Tomorrow, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about, because I've watched both of them now, and I'm like, what is the thing with the legs? Like Chow Yun-fat's legs.
Yeah.
And Once Upon a Thief.
Yep.
Yeah, all about his legs. I don't get it. Yeah, he's got a brace on.
The Wounded Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess it was from that, right?
That's what I was trying to figure out. If all this stuff happened kind of around the same time, wreck, messed up his leg. Don't know what happened to the girl that was on the bike with him. And I'm like, was that her? But then no, they have a fight, a physical altercation as well, and she falls down the stairs.
He's a real piece of shit in this movie. Man.
Yeah, he's not really so great.
Is.
Oh,
he's like unrepentant too. Like
Yeah, but I think that's partly explains. I mean, he says he can't race because of his leg, but it's almost that, I have to live like this because of my guilt.
It's like The Wrestler, right?
Right,
it's very much like when I was watching this, I was like, what this kind like, because the ending of this movie is essentially the ending you're promised in The Wrestler, but you don't get, because Darren Aronofsky's like, we're going to stop it right here as opposed to stopping it 5 seconds from now. But I mean, it's very similar, like a redemption story where redemption is not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Or in this guy's case, do you even get it? Do you even get redemption? That's the question here.
He connects his boy with his mom. I mean,
and then he yeets himself out of existence like an idiot. I mean,
yeah.
The other thing that confused me, it took me a while to realize, like, oh, this is the kid's mom. Like, because sometimes I don't follow foreign films very well, and a lot of times I think
for whatever reason I knew that right away. I don't know why.
But see, when she was judging the race thing to see who was going to be the kid for the commercial, and his friend whose name I'm forgetting, that character, I think I've actually seen him in a few different things.
Dragon. He's in he's in a bunch of other stuff we're going to be talking about pretty soon, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They recognize each other, and I thought, oh, these are all old school chums or something. And then I thought, oh no, they dated, but it took me a while to make the connection. Oh, this is probably not until she said it or somebody actually said it. This is your kid. And I was like, oh.
She's introduced by a different name, because her name is, through the flashbacks, is Poor, but then when they meet, it's Sylvia.
Right.
Yeah,
which wasn't helping me. But
she adopted her English name, and then she's got that Patrick guy hanging out with her.
Yeah. Why
Patrick
did you bring me to your
Putz.
family affairs? What an asshole.
Oh Jesus,
Well,
yeah. I mean,
thought he was cool. I thought he was getting up to leave to let them talk, but then he grabbed her.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, he's an asshole.
You've confirmed the assholism, yeah.
yeah.
It's hard to root against Chow Yun-fat. I'll say that much. Like you said, Mike, you're kind of actively rooting against him throughout the movie because he's just such a dickhead.
Yeah.
And like the flashbacks don't help. I mean, the flashbacks are there to reinforce how much of a scumbag he is.
Oh God, yeah.
And how he's just, perfectly okay letting his life just fall apart, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or be at this kind of like weird, because he's kind of at like a standstill in his life. He's not doing anything. He's raising his son, but he's not really bettering his life for his son. And he's not going to get back on the motorcycle because of what happened. So it's like he's at this weird kind of standstill, and then he meets her, and you think like, oh, well, this is kind of the beginning of this, grand reconciliation, which it's not.
Right.
At all. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's just get it. Let's just talk about it. Did either of you really expect this movie to end like this?
No.
Did the movie telegraph that it would go there in any form or fucking fashion?
I figured he'd hurt his leg again.
Right. Yeah, I thought okay, he'll crash maybe.
Right. And not win. And okay, that's fine. That's sort of what he feared anyway, and makes sense. And maybe that'll keep her there or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think, oh, he's getting back up on the bike.
Right.
And then he gets hit in the head.
Right. You see the blood dropping down. I'm like, oh boy, something's not right here.
And that's when I thought that, okay, that's pretty bad. He's going to finish the race, but then he's going to, he's got this massive head trauma. He's going to keel over at the, at the finish line.
Right.
And it went even further than that.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like Mark just mentioned, the way the film ends is, so Chow Yun-fat throughout the entire film, it's kind of, made known through flashbacks and character exposition that he's a racer, a motorcycle racer, but he's sidelined himself intentionally because of a crash that happened. And towards the end of the film, it's like, all right, I'm going to get back on the bike. I'm going to do this again. They're like, this is your big kind of, coming back out party. Is like, he was, I guess, I never get the sense that he's like an amazing street racer, but that's the way they talk about him, is he was like so good. And,
right.
So he gets back on the bike. And yeah, like Mark mentioned, he gets into a massive crash with a bunch of other bikes, gets hit in the head, starts bleeding, finishes the race, wins the race. And then his motorcycle crashes and he lands under it and it explodes. And he fucking dies.
And that song comes up it's
God, it's so melancholy. It's like it hurts.
And that slow motion, just that painfully slow motion.
He reaches his hand out to them. There's a couple shots of you like seeing from inside the visor, and it's so they milk it for every ounce of emotion.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly. Good Lord. Yeah, it's why like the ending is just good God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
They could have stopped it at any one of those like 3 points prior to that explosion.
Yeah.
Him crashing, being even more messed up than he probably feared he would be. Them, the son and the mom, not really ex-wife or anything, son and mom running across the track. And I'm like, there's still motorcycles going. Yeah, and the little boy almost gets
hit. That's a hell of a shot. That was a hell of a shot, because that was the actors running around on that racetrack. That did not look safe. That looked fucking dangerous.
Well, in the size of the explosion and everything, I was like, this looks like it's actually taking place. This seems like a real race going on here.
Yeah, it's
And I enjoyed how the credits roll as the explosion just keeps going. You get that to the end of the film.
Yeah.
To the end title card. Rough. That was rough.
This ending of this movie is just so nihilistic. It's just, right? Mike, what are you doing this to us for? What are you doing to us, Mike?
I mean, I usually don't like real melodramatic stuff like this, but it kind of worked for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the issue. Like we kind of mentioned already, like this movie's kind of ramps up the drama and ramps up the depression and the awfulness and every terrible thing that happens to the character is just so ramped up that by the end it's like, well, like you said, Mark, either they have to stop it at some point or it's going to get to this logical, like, critical mass point where this dude's just getting blown up by a motorcycle. And they pulled no punches. They just fucking went for it. And they force you, like you said, Mark, they force you to look at it. Because they're like, this is the credits. Watch as this dude is just on fire. It's pretty wild. It's pretty nuts.
Yep, there's the ambulance now.
Right, yeah.
Trying to pull Ah Long out from under the wreckage. Yeah.
I can't think. I'm trying to think of another movie like this one. Like, that has this kind of, like, ending. I guess The Departed is pretty close. Where it's just like one of these endings that just like punches you in the face. It's like, never mind. Movie's over now. Like,
Yeah, I was trying to think of a couple too, and I know I've seen a few where you were like, well, that was unexpectedly violent and deadly for no reason. There was nothing hinted in the movie.
I mean, but at the same time, though, I mean, I really like that you brought up Kramer versus Kramer. And I haven't seen that. God, my folks took me to see that at the freaking movie theater. So talk about being totally the wrong age. But I don't remember that having a happy ending. I don't think Dustin Hoffman blows up. But, I mean...
It's a special kind of movie to have the main character get blown up.
It feels earned. I mean, it feels like he needs to be out of the picture. And okay, you know, the ultimate thing was she was going to take Porky back to the United States and he was going to be without them anyway. Like, he's so like, oh, she's wearing the bracelet, we're going to reconcile. And it's like, no, you're not going to reconcile. There is no future for the three of you. So when he crashes and dies, I'm like, well, it kind of makes sense. And it's a little bit easier for her now to pick up and take Porky back and start a new life.
Yeah, traumatized Porky.
Yeah.
Right.
He's going to have a lot of therapy in his future. Years of
therapy as you watched your dad broil underneath that fucking motorcycle.
Yeah.
Holy
I think in Kramer versus Kramer, the happy ending is Meryl Streep comes to her senses and basically gives the boy back to Dustin Hoffman. So, you know.
Don't you just wish Chow Yun-fat would have come to his senses in this movie? No.
Right.
I would agree with you, Mike. There is this kind of sense of we were talking about something else recently. He is kind of playing his character from An Autumn's Tale. He really is. It's that same, like, I'm living for the now. I don't really give a shit about anybody else. I mean, in this movie, he cares about his son, but, like, that's it. I mean, it's almost not even by choice. It's almost by obligation and duty that he has to take care of his son. Because he's not a good father.
No.
Like, I don't think by the traditional definitions of what fathers are, beating the shit out of your kid and not having the wherewithal to get your life together to provide better for them is not great, but at the same time, it's that same Autumn's Tale character all over again, where it's like, in the now, care about yourself, don't really worry about anything else. But in Autumn's Tale, they don't go, they get off at 5 stations ahead of where this one decides to just go into the tunnel that's only painted on a wall. It's like, here we go, folks. Complete and utter derailment.
Right.
Well, and he's immature. It's almost like two kids living together.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that, for me, explained kind of that dynamic where you're saying he doesn't really act fatherly. That the swearing at each other, the constant kind of back and forth, your shit smells, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sure there are dads that talk to their kids like that, but or pantsing him in the middle of the street and the sidewalk, that was bizarre. It's like, what is this? It's like two 10-year-olds, however old Porky is. It's like he's the same age.
Well, look at the restaurant scene where where he orders what he's having.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a kiddie special. It's like a fucking piece of cake with a sparkler sticking out of it.
Right, exactly.
If that's not the movie kind of cluing you in. Yeah, I think, again, like I mentioned at the top, like there's this emotional disparity between the two characters, like an emotional maturity disparity between the two. And it's obvious. I mean, again, that's why she left. That's why Sylvia Chang's character left. She left because he's completely unable to be an adult. So unwilling, I think, he's unwilling to be an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, this movie really is all about his character. I mean, that's the title of the movie is very apt because the movie ends with his journey ending. There is, I'm not sure I care about the story past where he dies. I mean, the movie's about him, the story's about him. Everybody is kind of part and parcel exists because of him, especially his son. So it's just, this kind of movie is just a drag to watch, though. It's such a rough watch. It really is just a rough watch. Not one that I'm going to revisit.
No.
I would watch it again. Something must be wrong with me.
I would watch it again to get a little bit more out of the story, just because at first those flashbacks were a little confusing for me, and just who is who and who's related to who and that kind of stuff. I think I would probably get more out of it on the second watch, but I don't know if I'm about to hop into a second watch anytime soon.
No, it won't be anytime soon for me.
No.
It's not like this, that's the other thing that I did appreciate. This movie is an hour and a half. These kinds of movies normally aren't an hour and a half.
Yeah.
They normally bloviate for, an extra hour of God knows what depressing shit. I mean, that's the thing. You have this movie that kind of ramps up the tension and the depressingness right at the end, as opposed to spending, like atonement for an hour of time doing it. It's like, maybe just go fucking pull the Band-Aid off and smash the guy into a wall and let him blow up. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Boy. Yeah, why not? They're just playthings anyways on somebody's computer that they're writing it on, so... And, when you think about the characters that way and they just do whatever you want with them, and it, like you said, Mike, it does make sense. It's not out of left field completely. It's like all of a sudden a character just got killed by a meteorite when they were walking down the street. Like, what the fuck movie is this? But I think it makes sense. If it had been a car movie, that's how it would have ended. They would have ended in a fiery crash to, bring the film to its kind of inevitable conclusion. I think my issue with the motorcycle stuff is it feels like they could have put more of it into the movie. Yeah,
I agree completely. Because, it feels a little left field. And, I mean, we get in the flashbacks, but it's like bring some of those flashbacks a little earlier. Like, say something about how, I ride this Vespa, but, I used to ride a lot faster vehicles or something like that.
Right. Or have him race one other time. Don't make this be like the race that ends it. I don't know. That for me, I think, was kind of the big issue because, again, like you said, it has the motorcycle on the poster. You know that he's an ex-motorcycle kind of street racer, but to have the giant conclusion to this movie be him on the motorcycle dying, it's like that just kind of... It's not out of left field, but that's not where I thought the movie was going. That's not the movie's ending that I would have imagined. They got there. I mean, it makes, like you said, it kind of makes logical sense, but woof.
Yeah.
Well, when I read the description, I thought, okay, he's going to be a racer who doesn't have time for his kid.
Right.
And who's out screwing around all the time. And then the mom pops back up. And that's sort of what they allude to, that, okay, he is or was a racer. Mom comes back into the picture. He has to decide if he's going to let his son, if he's going to do things to better his son's life or be selfish. And I thought, okay, he's this asshole race car driver or motorcycle racer. And we're going to have all these races and the son's going to be forgotten and blah, blah, blah. And then the mom pops up and they hit it off. She buys him all this nice stuff. And the kid is torn between what he's known all his life and his great new mom who buys him a bunch of crap. And back and forth and back and forth. There is some back and forth in the film, but it really doesn't revolve around a racetrack or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's more, I'm just a selfish guy.
Who gets it.
Right. Who seems to be even jealous of his son when his son starts getting this new stuff from his mother.
Right. Yeah. He's a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But again, hey, great child actor. And we haven't even really talked about Sylvia Chang. She's fantastic.
Oh, man, she's so good.
Yeah. She's given an interesting character to play, but not one we've never seen before.
Right. It's kind of a thankless role at times, too. So it's just like, she's there trying to finagle these two kids, and then, her relationship with Patrick, and she's a working woman. Yeah, she's got a lot going on. But yeah, I thought she was great.
Yeah. And that's
I like how
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like how she gave it to her boss or whatever when he comes into the office. Then he just walks out all flabbergasted.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's fantastic. I mean, this is a really strong, well acted, well done movie. I would be interested to see some of Johnnie To's other stuff.
He's done a lot, and a lot of it is really like people like will flip out talking about, like, Election is one of them that always comes up when it's like, oh my God, Johnnie To, Election, da da da. He did what's it called? Exiled as well. I remember seeing, what turned me off from him was one called Full Time Killer that I watched, and I was just like, I do not like this movie at all. So then when people were going on about like Mad Detective and stuff, I was just like, okay. Actually, I think I saw, did I see Mad Detective? I think I saw My Left Eye Sees Ghosts. I have to say, for me, and this might be sacrilege saying this when it comes to Johnnie To, for me, it's all about the first Heroic Trio. And then like the second Heroic Trio, it's just so fucked up. It is like the first Heroic Trio is this fantastic 3 women superheroine film. Anthony Wong is in it playing a great villain. There's some kind of messed up moments. There's a baby death in it that you would not expect. Like, you would never see that in an American film. I really like the first one. And then the second one, suddenly it's like the post-apocalypse. And it's like, whoa, what just happened? Where am I with this movie? And I don't remember liking that one at all.
What is that movie called?
The Heroic Trio. And the second one is called The Heroic Trio 2 Executioners.
Interesting.
But Heroic Trio is 93, and that's Maggie Cheung, Michelle Yeoh, and who is the third one? Anita Mui. So 3 just fantastic Hong Kong actresses, and there's lots of great stuff going on in it.
Interesting.
I want to see that kid actor in some other stuff. He was great.
Well, you won't see him anymore. I mean, he got all messed up with drugs. I'm just kidding. I don't know what happened to him.
He probably went on to have, unlike a lot of his American counterparts, he probably went on to have a relatively normal life.
What if he kept acting with Chow Yun-fat?
Boy, yeah. I'll tell you, man. Chow Yun in this movie, though, holy cow, Chow Yun-fat.
That scene was disturbing, but I gotta give him credit for like actually having a fight. It looked super real.
It looked real to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It looked real bad.
Yeah, and it made you feel stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure did.
He seems to still be acting.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll have to check it out.
Excuse me. He stopped acting in 2007. So yeah, still acted for a while.
Yeah, that's almost 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Like I said on the Autumn's Tale episode, like, this is so far from the kinds of movies that I like, but I'm kind of being swayed a little bit more by watching more of them. I'm like, I think I could, manage a deeper dive into these, like, just purely dramatic films. I don't know. For me, when it comes to like pure drama stuff like this, it's really got to be like a really compelling performance. Or in like a world that I'm really interested in. Because, like, you could make the case that Godfather and Goodfellas are purely dramatic pieces because they're not action movies. They're gangster movies. But they're pretty much dramatic pieces, and, like, Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies. So, I don't know. I think it's more like drama with some levity brought to it. Mm-hmm. Because, again, this is a pretty smileless, happy, fun movie. I mean, it's not fun. It's not happy. So, I don't know. I think that's maybe more my issue, but that's a me problem, not a movie problem. It is. I mean, it is. Like,
yeah.
As someone who talks about movies, you have to be able to distinguish between it's a you fucking problem and it's a movie problem. This movie's great. It's just not my kind of movie.
Exactly. You can't sit here and go, oh, that's a bad movie. It's like, no, inherently, it is not bad in any definition of the term. You know, great acting, great direction, great editing, lighting, all this stuff. It's like, you can't just sit there and pick apart me like that's just a inherently bad film. No, it's just not. It's not our kind of movie. No. Yeah. It's like, it's Oscar seasons, folks. And looking at the sheet of things that are nominated, it's like, I don't want to see most of these
No,
movies. There's a reason why you haven't rushed out to see any of this stuff, because they just look fucking boring, a lot of them.
And that's the thing about this movie is like, this is for me like an Oscar movie. Again, this won the equivalent for Chow Yun-fat. So it's the same thing where it's like, when I take an hour or two of my day to watch something, I would like to somewhat be entertained and not feel like someone has been using my nuts as a speed bag. I don't want to watch fucking The Power of the Dog. I don't want to be depressed for 2 hours. Like, life is depressing enough. I don't need it reaffirmed by Benedict Cumberbatch killing somebody or God knows what happened. I don't even know what happens in that movie. I heard Sam Elliott said no fucking gay cowboys. That's what I did here. I heard no gay cowboys.
Hey, man,
no.
I've listened to enough Village People that I know there's at least one gay cowboy out there.
Willie Nelson did a song about gay cowboys, okay?
Yeah.
Cowboys are secretly fond of each other. And they are. So what? Who cares? Get over it. But gay cowboys. Speaking of gay cowboys, Jesus Christ, Oscar bait in and of itself. But yeah, I think to cut directly to the point, All About All Along just feels like an Oscar movie to me. And those movies for me aren't something I go out of my way to watch any more than I'm going to go watch Spencer or Being the Ricardos or shit like that. Like, if somebody wants to watch it, I will sit down and watch it with you, but far from the kind of movie that motivates me to go to the movie theater and watch it. And All About How Long's kind of in that. But Chow Yun-fat's just so damn good that I kind of don't care, because he's just so damn charismatic, that man, even with his dopey ass hair. So I would ask you, Mark, what other Chow Yun-fat movies you've seen, but you already answered. So
yeah, I think I mean, I honestly, those are the really only ones I can remember specifically, knowingly sitting down and watching. I want to say that I most likely watched a few other, because my friend who rented City on Fire for us would always go to the Chinese supermarkets and rent films, and we would watch some, and some were action, some were kung fu, some were other things, a lot of anime as well. And I'm sure at some point we watched a couple others. It's one of those things where and I may be making this up because I looked at his IMDb credits expecting an Ed Begley Jr. list of like 330 roles, knowing that these would actually be like significant roles in films. But it's 100. 100 is still a lot. But I was expecting a lot of these Hong Kong actors. You look at their IMDb credits, and it's literally hundreds and hundreds of movies. So I always had it in my head, where am I going to start? It's overwhelming. And then I never pick one and go with it. So, the whole City on Fire we watched because of the whole Reservoir Dogs thing. And,
so we may know somebody who knows something about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who do you think?
And honestly, I think I read about that first in Film Threat, I believe, because I know I had a subscription to Film Threat back then. So I doubt that I saw Mike's movie at any point, because there was no such thing as YouTube back then. But anyway,
Mike's one of the OG pre-YouTube stars.
Yeah,
Mike had
passing
a viral
around the
video.
tapes.
Yeah, Mike had a viral video before people could upload shit to the internet. That's impressive, man. That's tape trading. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the only ones I can pick specifically that I've seen.
Like you mentioned though, Mark, like I was kind of expecting the same thing with Chow Yun-fat, because again, as an American who has only seen about as much as you had, I've seen the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie. You missed that one out. That's the only one you didn't mention.
I know. Oof.
Yeah, right.
Not missing anything.
I think my daughter's watched all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, so
I expected to like look at his thing and be like, oh my God, Mike has so many things to pick from. But you did like 100, but still, like, it's not like as much as I thought. It's not like Amitabh in Indian cinema or any of those actors where it's like, that's a fucking afternoon for me. 100, like, get on my level with 250, man. Like, Yeah, I totally get it. It is funny, though. Chow Yun-fat played 2 roles in the same movie 3 times. So, you know.
I saw that when I was looking at his filmography on Wikipedia. Played 2 roles. Played 2 roles. I was like, what?
From
cool.
Vegas to Macau. 1, 2, and 3.
Huh. I haven't even heard of those ones.
And in that movie, he plays a character whose name is Ken. No relation, though, I'm sure. Now you can tell how much stuff I've watched for Sunday already. I already understand some of the things I've been seeing. Yeah, it's if you're looking for a movie that's going to be fun, this might not be the one this month to check out. Seventh Curse, still, I mean, Autumn's Tale is still a little bit more fun than this. But if you want something that's going to be kind of an emotional ride, an emotional journey with some interesting characters, I think this would be your pick. I'm not sure we're going to get any. Is the next movie going to be any? Next movie's not a dramatic film, is it?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
Oh, no. No. Remember what we watched last week? It's going to be a lot more like that.
Good.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, Mark, you came in for the, the one
the really
where the guy
sad
gets
movie.
blown up with the motorcycle.
Yeah. It gets all blown up.
I remember laughing, though, a lot during the movie. So maybe I have a weird sense of humor. Well, I know I have a weird sense of humor, but
Mark was really just interested.
I didn't see it as
beating a child.
I didn't see it as just like, oh my God, this is
no, this was not
trauma
like
porn or something.
No.
But it's an emotion. You need to be emotionally invested in these characters to enjoy the movie, and that's. I mean that again, when you're watching a movie like this, you need to be focused and watching it and emotionally invested because the ending is asking for you to be emotionally invested because otherwise you're not going to care about what happens. So. Yeah.
The actors do a good job of making you invested in their characters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, again, when you have someone as just effortlessly charismatic as Mr. Yun-fat is, it's not that hard. So, Mr. Begley, final thoughts on All About Ah Long.
Hey, give it a shot, folks.
Skip it or watch it.
Watch it.
Yeah.
And watch it with Kramer versus Kramer. What was the other Kramer versus Kramer movie? Watch it with The Brood, the other divorce drama, family drama. There you go. Have that triple feature lined up for you.
What about you, Mike?
Oh, yeah. I would definitely say watch it. And I would not skip it at all. Yeah, I like I said, not necessarily my cup of tea, but I'm glad we watched it. I think that it was pretty darn good. And yeah, just I am still captivated by Mr. Chow Yun-fat. So bring on more, please. And it looks like this one's a little bit easier to find. You can get it out there on Amazon with it's a Hong Kong import and it's got tons of subtitles, probably has some questionable English subtitles, but I think that's okay. I think you'll be all right with it.
I was disappointed they didn't call Porky Forky like they would have in that other movie.
Right.
Forky! The fuck are you talking about in Autumn's Tale? Yeah, I would say, again, definitely check this movie out. If you're able to find it, again, that was kind of the issue with the last things we watched. It's like, this is impossible to find. But if you're looking for something you're into Oscar movies or you're into really pure dramatic films and you want to see Chow Yun-fat really doing that to the hilt, this is the movie for you because, man, he's great in this movie. And he, once again, carries the movie on his back. And unlike Seventh Curse, he's in this the entire time. And, what we said in that movie, he made the most of what he had, which was very little. And in this, he's given the entire movie. And sometimes actors get complacent, right? I mean, it's like, oh, he gave me the whole movie. But in this, it's like, no, he's great throughout. So the emotional core of the movie is definitely Mr. Yun-fat. So on that note, let's take a break and we'll play a preview for the final episode of Mike White March.
Raging unseen behind a dark empire, a secret power bids for the soul of a city, steeped in the blood of an undeclared war, haunted by memories of betrayal and driven by revenge. A fallen warrior will battle a nemesis, seduced by the promise of absolute power. In a conflict without limits, the fire of retribution will consume all who stand in its way. Chow Yun-fat. Simon Yam. And Anthony Wong. In one of the most daring films from 2 decades of action cinema. Full Contact.
That's right. On the final episode of Mike White March, we're going to be taking a look at Full Contact, a movie I know nothing about, but features Chow Yun-fat. And it's apparently an action movie.
It is an action movie.
I'm excited. Chow Yun-fat's action movies are interesting. And it's not a John Woo movie, though, right?
No, it's actually Ringo Lam. I think this might be the only Ringo Lam film that I really like.
Interesting. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about it because, again, it's still Mike White March and it's still Chow Yun-fat. And we're going to be joined by Heather Drain.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Heather rules.
So until then, where can people find you, Mr. Mark Begley?
You can find me at wakeupheavy.com and on social media at wakeupheavy. Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Twitter.
You sound kind of unsure about that.
Right. We're convinced.
Sure.
We know you have a podcast. What about you, Mr. Mike White? What's going on over at the Projection Booth podcast?
Well, we're just wrapping up a month of talking about adult films. So come on over if you want to get a little sleazy. We've had some really good discussions, including one with actually two with Heather. So if you want more Heather Drain, come on over. So, and then in early April, there's going to be an Ego Fest that is going to run. Gosh, this thing's probably going to be about 4 or 5 hours. And Mr. Mark Begley co-hosts that with me. So thank you again, Mark.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's wild.
So as for me, cstachiw.com, cstachiw.com. That's my link tree. Go there. All the stuff that Mike and I work on. Episodes of Mark's show that I've been on. Episodes. I've been on everybody's stuff, and everybody's been here. So we're all kind of all over the place. Shabby Detective, all kinds of stuff. cstachiw.com. That's where you would find it.
Oh, I was just going to say, I have a funny little story that I discovered today that relates back to last month's Begley on Begley Action Month, which I thought was kind of funny. So I was watching Dead Man earlier today, and I could have sworn that Ed Begley Jr. was in it. Don't ask me why. This guy looked like him. And I thought, I missed that on his credit list. So it led me to look and Google, is Ed Begley Jr. in Dead Man? He's not. All this weird stuff came up. So an article from 1984, Rolling Stone came up. This was at the height of St. Elsewhere. It's a pretty fascinating interview with him. You should read it. And towards the end, the author wrote this about him. He established an offbeat comic presence in so many split-second screen appearances and eccentric character roles that one could create a cult movie retrospective. Ed Begley Jr., a study in the cameo.
That's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Wow, they were ahead of the fucking time over there, man. They knew what was up.
Jeez.
We could just give this guy could be his own thing just for his fucking 25-second cameos.
He had no idea he was prophesying
the truth.
Almost 30 years later that some idiots would be on a podcast talking about
Ed Begley and his 5 seconds in a movie. Yeah, right. I don't know if you listened to the first episode of Mike White March Month, but I was like, did you Begley me? Because Chow Yun-fat is not really in the first movie. This movie,
really?
It's like a sidekick. Yeah.
Just shows up, smokes a pipe, and then goes away.
Shows up with the rocket launcher at one point.
Damn straight he does.
That's what everybody's going to do to you from now on, Chris.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna do Jeff Goldblum month. It's just like movies. It's just Annie Hall, which he's in for one fucking scene. Like,
Right.
okay.
You could do. There's a couple. Yeah. The Sentinel.
Yeah.
What are some other
Invasion of
ones?
the
Yeah.
Body Snatchers?
Death Wish.
Yes, Death Wish. That's right.
Was he in Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has
but
a,
he's
he
got a
has a
pretty
little
good
bit.
role.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
has
I
a
thought. I thought
decent
he had like
role
a
in
role.
Yeah.
The Sutherland one, right? Though.
Right.
Well, on that note, folks, it's time to end the show. Mark, Mike, thank you so much for joining me. As always, you know where to find the show, and we'll catch you on the next episode.